Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of the ongoing support. This is my channel, Dragon's Jewel Creative Gems, and I'm Tegan. And today we are going to be doing a good old whip and chat. And for those of you that don't know what that is, that just stands for work in progress. And I chat. So pull out whatever you're working on, whatever crafty project it is, whether it's diamond painting or anything else. If you're just getting some stuff done around the house, that works too. And of course, I'll get chatting about what my 2 weeks have been like. Maybe if these dogs will let me. What do you guys want? I guess I'll have to pause here. I am sorry about that. I am back. Those two, I swear, have the worst timing when it comes to wanting to go outside. It's like they know, hey, she wants to get busy and do something. Now's a good time to go out. Anyways, that should last them, hopefully, while I get this done. As I was saying, work in progress, pull out whatever you're working on. It doesn't have to be a diamond painting, it can be any crafty project, it could be just you getting stuff done around the house. Whatever you need to do. And we'll catch you up on my 2 weeks. But first, of course, I'm going to get all that wonderful YouTube stuff out of the way. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. It's just down below there. And of course, if you like my content, make sure you're hitting that like button. And as well as any comments you leave behind are greatly appreciated. And I absolutely love reading them. And do my best to send some love back, of course. So we're going to get into this whip and chat. I've been working on this for following 2023, which is Custom Pens by TJ, and it's their event that they run. So I've actually been, because it is a mystery and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, I have been submitting it to Emily for my progress. So of course, once I've done this whip and chat, I'll have to do my weekly update for her so that they can see the progress that I've made within the last week on this canvas. So we'll definitely have to do that. I haven't been working on this canvas as much this week as some other weeks, and of course we'll get into why. I have obviously still gotten quite a bit done, just I haven't been going crazy on it. So let's see. This takes us all the way back to September 15th week since I last updated everybody. So that week I had a speech, at-home speech for specialized services for my son. That was on the 19th, so she came here and worked with him, and just we were working on word approximations, encouraging him to kind of use his vocabulary instead of his hand signals. And so we're working on come. He's got the signed English version for come that he does. He still tends to grab a hand though and try to pull or point when he wants it. So we're trying to basically prevent, well, not prevent per se, but encourage him, instead of grabbing a hand and pulling, to try to express that he wants somebody to come. And even when he's doing his hand gesture, we're modeling the word in hopes that he'll start to pick that up and eventually try to approximate the sound of that word so that he can start using that instead. So that's kind of been the goal for that. That was, I think, most that session that we kind of worked on that, and we kind of started to hear it, so that's what we're gonna focus on for the next month. Just kind of modeling that every time he models his hand signal and all that good stuff, and we'll see how it goes. see where it gets us, see where it gets him, all that good stuff. What else? There wasn't really much else. That was about an hour-long session of just kind of that kind of thing. Discussing strategies, you know, the usual. He, of course, always enjoys it because he thinks they're always there to play. And then I did Costco with my mom and grabbed we normally do the full-size chocolate bars to hand out here at the house for Halloween, so I picked up our Halloween candy and tucked that away so that we don't get into it. That's always the hardest part about Halloween, is not eating the candy that you buy for the kids. So picked that up, picked up a couple of other things. It wasn't like a huge crazy shop or anything. Just some stuff that we normally kind of get from there that are usually better pricing than other places. Getting like a big thing, bulk thing of paper towel roll because we tend to go through that in our house, with my son being G-tube fed. We've got an older senior dog who sometimes unfortunately can't hold his bathroom breaks as well, so he's been having some more accidents in the house lately. So just things like that. So we're finding we're going through a bit of that for cleanup. And of course, when my son gets sick and does his more throwing up kind of, which sometimes happens this time of year too, we go through it then a bit more too. So we just made sure that we were kind of stocked up on stuff like that. Nothing too exciting. Yeah. I hadn't been to Costco in a while though, and was kind of, I don't know if it's the time of the year or not, but they actually didn't have much out for in the middle aisles, which are always my favorite spot to check, but they didn't seem to have as many books as they normally do, and they didn't have like their movies and DVDs that they normally have and their CDs that they normally have out. They didn't really have much of that going on. They didn't even really have a lot of Halloween stuff out yet. They did have some costumes. It seemed like mostly fall stuff, with kind of the jackets and sweaters and kind of heavier clothing that they were focused on. That seemed to be kind of what was the majority of what was taking up kind of that middle area. So that was, I mean, it was okay. A little disappointing because I was hoping to find kind of some more stuff like that. But I did find a really cool, it's a advent calendar with 24 books in it, by the Usborne or Ushborne or however you say that, book company. So it's in the style of an advent calendar for Christmas. So you open, leading up to Christmas, you open a spot on the calendar every day kind of thing, and then there'll be a new book behind it. I thought that would be kind of something fun that we could do with the little man leading up to Christmas, is that he could basically open up the advent calendar, get a book, and then we could read him a story in the evenings leading up to Christmas. I thought that would be kind of fun, and then he'd of course have a bunch of new books, which right now he's low on, because most of what he had were board books that he's kind of destroyed over the years, gotten bored of, that sort of thing. Kind of outgrown that sort of deal. So definitely figured that would be kind of something fun and cool. So I did pick that up. That was only like 20 bucks, which I thought was decent. Not super expensive, pretty reasonable. I'm not sure how big the books are going to be or exactly how that asking book if they're going to be like a little bit smaller size books or what, but it showed all the books on the back and they looked like they were had a kind of a fun selection too. So yeah, I did that. I did find that there, which was cool. So I of course have that tucked away in our bedroom, hiding until December, when we'll be able to start breaking into that and kind of making that like a little nightly routine, which I think he'll love. Then my mom and aunt, who are going to be headed east for a bit here. They're going to Mount Tremblant area, Quebec, all of that. They're gonna go to my grandma's grave and do a little visit, and my aunt from Nova Scotia is joining them. Then they're all gonna end up back in Nova Scotia for a little bit. So we did, they're gonna be basically gone over what would be the Canadian Thanksgiving. So we decided that we were just going to do an early Thanksgiving as a family. And so we did that last weekend on the Sunday. We all got together at my mom's, found kind of a small turkey, made a bunch of sides, did it like potluck style. My hubby and I brought the apple pie and ice cream. My mom had a pumpkin pie as well with some whipped cream there. My cousin made his chocolate macaroons and brought those because he's got a special kind of diet that he follows too, where he's like no sugar and all of that, and so he uses like maple syrup in a lot of cases instead, and so he's kind of got some special things that he requires diet wise that are just easier for him to digest and whatnot. And so certain flours, that sort of thing. So he does a lot of the organic eating as well. So we adjusted kind of quite a bit of the foods for that. My aunt brought her sweet potatoes. And so we just kind of did like a little early Thanksgiving with like my one cousin from Nova Scotia. He's just moved back here. So it was actually my first time seeing him since he moved back. He had been back now for, I think, about a week, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. Like he had just came at the beginning of September. So yeah, it was good to see him, catch up, see how things were going. He's been doing his orientation for his new job all week. So looking forward to next time I see him to see how that's going for him, of course. Yeah, we did that little early Thanksgiving, which was nice. Wasn't a huge thing, but it was fun. My son, of course, got to run around and change the scenery for him, and he enjoys being over at his nanny and papa's place as well. And then he hasn't met my cousin really. So he played shy at first, but by the end of the time that we were there, he decided that he was going to be a funny guy, and he kept taking my cousin's hand and putting it in somebody else's hand. So of course, I think at some point we all ended up holding my cousin's hand because my son thought that was a good idea. So he thought that was a hoot. My poor cousin got to meet my crazy kid. But yeah, so it was all fun, of course. And then that following Monday, he had a PD day at school, so he was home. My aunt came over, and what normally she does on a Sunday, but because we did Thanksgiving dinner, she came over on the Monday instead since he had school off, and spent her time just kind of hanging out with him on the Sunday around our place. So that gave me a little bit of a break to do whatever I needed to do without having my little sidekick. And then of course he's been back at school the rest of this week to today is currently Thursday. Yes, Thursday. I had to ask my hubby yesterday what day of the week it was and what day of the month it was even. Because I don't know, I'm losing track of days. Even though he's doing the school thing and I know school days off, I'm still no idea what's going on when. Story of my life these days. If I don't have anything major, exciting, I lose track of stuff. With like days of the week and good things like that. So yeah, back at school. What was that? Would have been Tuesday? Tuesday, I think it was. We had his behavioral guy again. Did a little bit of the waiting, getting him to wait, and working on patience and that kind of thing, and kind of structured activities that he can do while he waits. Did a little bit of that. That went pretty well, I would say. Yeah, so they mainly, what my son was interested in this time around, of course, was playing the Super Nintendo. The old school Mario, of course. We had in it, so he would basically, our behavior guy would get him to wait while he did his notes, kind of talk to me, that sort of thing. Had our discussions on strategies and how things are going and what to work on in between everything. So you'd ask him to wait. He would do a structured activity like working on a puzzle or coloring one thing on his coloring page, that sort of thing, or two things depending on what the page contained. But something that basically gave him like 3-4 minutes wait time. And then getting him to model the word come or play, and then they would play a little bit of Mario together. So I think he enjoyed that. He was having lots of fun. He was getting really excited and doing kind of this jump, stomp, bounce thing, which was pretty cute. And of course had our behavior guy laughing and smiling at him. So that we had there on Tuesday, and then, or Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't even know. Like I said, losing track of days. I've had to do a little bit of laundry. I still have to do some laundry now that I think about it. I still have another load that I need to put in the wash and dryer of my own stuff, of course. My stuff always comes last. And then, of course, by the time I get through my stuff, my kids' stuff will need to be done again. Or my hubby will need to do his over the weekend kind of thing. And then we'll be back to the kids' stuff. But that seems to be how things work. There's always at least a load of laundry happening, it seems. Trying to think here, what else? I feel like I'm just plowing through these topics like mad, so I have no idea how long this video will actually end up being. Hopefully it'll still end up being kind of a decent amount of time. I'll find stuff to talk about, I'm sure. I usually do. And then it ends up working out okay time-wise for the most part. Let's see. Today, which is, I'm filming on Thursday, so you guys will see this tomorrow. I was a few minutes late to it just because of when my son's bus for school shows up, but I had an online Google team meeting to attend with his specialized services team and his teachers at the school to kind of discuss and coordinate where he's at and kind of some goals that we've been working on and what the school is looking at working on with him, so that we can all kind of coordinate those services together so that they're consistent and we're all kind of up to date and aware of what everybody's kind of focused and wants to work on and thinks will benefit my son the best moving forward, kind of thing. So that was about an hour long. The behavioral guy unfortunately was unable to make it, but me and OT were able to do kind of some crossover discussion with the school on what he's been doing. And then, so it was his OT and speech were there, and then his two teachers, and then myself. That went really, really well. They got kind of a better picture, and I got a better picture of what they're seeing in the school, in the classroom with him, by way of like behavior, how vocal he is, little things like that. It's kind of what they've noticed from his time being there so far, and what they're kind of thinking they would like to work on going forward, of course. And then just having that kind of update discussion. So I think that was really good. It was just, like I said, not really anything super crazy, just discussing it so that everybody was kind of looking to be on the same page and coordinating all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was mostly just kind of discussing all of that. And realistically, so that now that she's met most of the teachers have met most of the teams, then they can continue to coordinate without me now on strategies and stuff that have worked and haven't worked on both sides of things, and continue to coordinate their services together so that there's kind of that consistency. And then of course I get updated from both sides of things through various meetings and appointments and stuff. So that'll still happen. I just won't have to be there for I just had to be there for the kind of the initial introductions and stuff like that, and kind of speaking up to say, yes, that's a good idea, no, that's not a good idea, I don't think that'll work, those kind of little basic things. Not that I can't do that after the fact, but it was just kind of that first initial get things started and going, and just kind of facilitating that a little bit. So yeah, that went not too bad. That was about an hour of my morning, so I was a little bit later starting into this. Because of that, I also got into my morning cups of coffee. So I'm drinking my water right now, but I got into drinking my coffee and getting distracted by an episode of Naked and Afraid. Never watched it before, but it's been on TV the last 2 mornings my son's gone to school, and I've ended up watching at least the end of an episode, or like a full episode. Interesting show. This last one this morning was, they were in Ecuador in the jungle. The one I watched yesterday morning, they were in the Amazon rainforest. So some pretty intense places to survive. Venomous snakes, spiders, you name it. The Ecuador one, super wet, rainy, cold. Those two actually pulled out of the challenge 2.5 days early before the extraction date, because they have to do it for like 21 days. Had no luck getting fire started. Had some luck with food, but not enough to kind of keep their bodies energized or anything like that by any means. Pretty grueling. They did manage to get a shelter, but it was pretty grueling conditions that they were faced with to begin with, and they were both like outdoorsy survival. Like, he did a lot of... Hold on, dog's barking. Okay, sorry about that. Dogs were barking because there was a delivery. Tell ya, bad time apparently to start this today. Anyways, so I watched that. It was pretty grueling. They unfortunately dropped out, even though they were both very, like, they both hunted, they both fished, they both were very, kind of had pretty high scores to begin with. I think they were both like 7.1 and 7.3 when they started. So they had like lots of great experience for surviving, being able to start fires, all of that kind of stuff. Just in those conditions, it did not work out for them. Where they were at just unfortunately didn't work out the best for them. So yeah, I don't know, lately I've been getting into that, I guess. Been watching, like I said, the last 2 mornings, at least it seems like I catch one episode there right after my son gets on the bus. And then I get to watch it and over, so I got caught up in that. So I started this late. But we're getting to it. We're getting to it. So yeah, back to that delivery, I guess. I will... I always talk about wanting to move my stuff down into a different room. That's a little bit bigger, but it needs to be reno, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Well, I've resigned to the fact that that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Just because of everything going on, and of course what we need to get done to the room, and just kind of organizing that, and other projects around the house that frankly just take a higher priority than that. And it's not like I don't have a crafty space to work with, so it's not high up on the list, I guess you could say. So I've kind of resigned to the fact that it's probably not going to happen as soon as I would like. I thought we would hopefully get around to it, but that's just not realistic. So I've been looking at trying to incorporate some of the additional crafty hobbies that I've gotten into, and how to kind of fit and organize them into my craft space a little bit better. So that was one of the deliveries for it, actually. That was what I'm currently diamond painting on, is just a 4-foot plastic folding table. I've had it in this craft room in this office here for pretty much the entire time we've been living in this house, which is probably a good 10, 11 years now that we're going on. It's well loved and well used. It's also bows a little bit in the middle, so that it kind of slopes that way a bit. Not great for when you're trying to even out resin. So I was originally going to look at a leveling board for my resin, which, yes, would have been cheaper, but I kind of showed a very simple, modern kind of desk, table-like desk that has some shelvings down the one side of it, just really simple, basic, nothing super fancy. It doesn't need to be because it's not like my computer's going on it or anything, but definitely functioning. So I showed him that, and he kindly bought it and had it, pardon me, sorry for the burp. He kindly bought it, and so it just got delivered. I of course need to put it together and get this table, what's on it out, that kind of thing. So that's prompted a little bit of a craft room reorganization right away here for myself, to hopefully just kind of make better use of the small space that I have. Not that I don't have lots of great organization stuff going on, it's just I've expanded. I need bigger organizations, better organization things. Like I said, this table is well loved, so getting a more flat level surface, little things like that. So yeah, I now have my desk to put together. I also ordered a, it already came, I haven't put it together yet, but it came, it's like similar to the rolling carts, except it's all drawers, and it's double wide with a like flat top to it. So yes, it is a cart that rolls, then it's got like your flat table top with the handles there, and then it's got a tower of drawers, 6 on oh, I missed some of those. Sorry, just realized I missed one of the colors that I was doing. That's fine. I'll go back and do that. What was I saying? Oh yes, so it's got a tower of drawers, basically 6 on each side of it, so it'll have a total of 12 drawers to kind of store stuff in. So I'm going to stick that kind of along the wall, the one wall kind of under my window is what I'm thinking, and then I can store a bunch of my resin molds in there, reorganize some of my other crafty stuff that's kind of has no home, as well as probably redistributing some of my crafty stuff too into it that does have homes, and utilizing those few kind of containers and organization things just a little bit better. So yeah, I've basically have that project on the go, or will have that project on the go. The fun part about that is, well, I have all these organization stuff, I also have a lot of boxes that have stuff sitting in it that are crafty stuff that just has no home, so it'll be also kind of cleaning up and organizing that clutter. So hopefully, maybe, if I get all of that organized and it looks like a functional space again, I'll do a little craft tour or something of that. As long as I get that done at okay. Yeah, because it looks like this is going to be my craft space for a little bit longer than I had hoped. So yeah, just trying to make it work for me a little bit better, functioning a little bit better, holding all my various craft stuffs a little better, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I'll have to maybe start weeding some of it out or something, or taking over a little bit of my basement somewhere and kind of storing some stuff that I don't maybe use as often or something. That'll be kind of what I look at next if these few things that I just got don't help enough. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we end up with. But that's kind of the next little plan there. It's getting some of that happening. A lot of that will probably happen here over this weekend when he's doing his one last little sleepover with his nanny before she takes off. And all that good stuff. And then while he's at school is probably will I finish it up. So some of the crafty projects will be a little bit slower, but that's okay, because in return it'll make the space a little bit better and it'll be far more productive in that sense. Yeah. So other than that, I've started doing some of the resin touch-ups that I wanted to do. So hopefully I'll get a crafty finish video there happening. I'm not sure when that'll get worked into the mix though, as I've got lots of things kind of happening here, there, everywhere. I've got an unboxing that I'm super excited to share. I have to film it yet. It came during the week, of course, which has been a bit busy, so I haven't had the chance to film it yet. But I definitely have that. There will be some more unboxings as well that are on their way. Haven't made it here yet. There's also a couple of small shop hauls that are on their will be on their way and are on their way as well. So there'll be some of that to keep your eyes peeled out for. So lots of videos that I know are coming. Just waiting on what I need to do them, kind of thing, which is always exciting and fun. So lots of Happy Mail. I also found out that my friend, my YouTube sister, Arietta, the Crafty Witch, or the Crafty Witch from the UK Crafty Witch. Oh, why can I not think words? I know this. Crafty Witch UK. Yes, that's it. It's simple. It really is. I don't know why my head is trying to complicate her name. I'm sorry, Arietta. But I just found out the other night that I was lucky enough to win her 900 subscriber giveaway that she was doing. Her little competition, as she called it. And we did a little bit of chatting back and forth, and she was asking if I was interested in a voucher, or she knows I have my Amazon wish list as well, so she also, that was kind of an option she offered, and I told her I was good with either. I was just kind of super happy to have won her little challenge, and so it was really what was easier for her being in the UK, because I know she didn't want to do any crazy shipping costs, postage fees, that sort of thing. So I basically said whatever will work the best for her. I was game for either. I was honestly just happy and surprised that I was the lucky winner. So she decided to do the Amazon wishlist thing, and so there will be something coming my way for that, which will be part of her, which would be her giveaway, in place of like a little goodie box or something that she would have sent out if I was in the UK, sort of thing. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what she chose for that. No idea when that's gonna come yet, but that'll be on its way, of course. No big deal. It'll get here when it gets here, but it'll be fun to open and see that. What else? Yeah, other than that, I've been working on bringing what I hope will be some Halloween fun to the channel. I want to put together some whip and chat style videos. I've started a Halloween themed canvas for it. So I've been filming myself starting to work on that canvas, and then I'm going to do a voiceover of some short stories, ghost stories. I was hoping that I could have coordinated that and got it going for the very beginning of October, but realistically, I don't think that's going to work in my favor without rushing it, and I don't want to do that either. But I have started to kind of work on that, so I'm guessing it'll just be delayed by like a week before you kind of see the first one of that coming out, and then I'll keep running it until I run out of ghost stories. So it'll probably be a couple of episodes for sure, definitely throughout the rest of October. Maybe probably even into November easily, I would think. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that if you like spooky ghost stories or chilling ghost stories. I'm even going to do them from my province, which is Alberta, so there'll be Alberta-based ghost stories, which I think will be kind of a fun little added element to that. So definitely been working on that as well. So that's kind of been what's behind the scenes that I don't speak much about until kind of the end of these whip and chats that you can look forward to, hopefully. I hope that excites everybody, and that will be something you enjoy. I'm not sure yet when I'm going to post those ghost stories, if I'll just choose a day of the week in place of another video, or if I'll just keep my normal 3 videos a week, having that Friday as my every second Friday being the regular whip and chat, and then coordinating that ghost story whip and chat in on like a Tuesday or a Thursday, Saturday or Sunday or something, or what. And if I'll do 1 or 2 a week, I'm not sure. It'll depend how long I make each little video, and how many ghost stories I end up kind of coming across and adding into it. So all of that, of course, will determine, but there will be those for sure. Looking forward to that. It's a bit of work, definitely, because it's the filming this side of things and then doing the voiceover later for the stories, and then of course on top of that the editing portion. So definitely a little bit more coordination to that than other videos I've made, so it'll be a little bit longer than what I had hoped, because I got what I needed set up on my computer a little bit later than I had hoped, and got the microphone, that sort of thing. Got my hubby to set that up for me. So yeah, all that good stuff. That's kind of mainly the updates for the channel. I don't think there's anything super crazy. Hi, big girl. And of course my big dog is back in here bugging me for something, because I don't know what the heck she wants. I don't know what she wants. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to everybody? No? No, you're just going to wag your tail at me? What was that? Yeah, so I'm just getting a tail wag. I was going to see if she would speak, but not that she's a crazy speaker to begin with anyways. But, oh, well, and I don't have treats here, which those always are way more motivating to speak for, aren't they? Yeah. So instead I'm just getting tail wags and the sweet little adorable face of her staring at me. I will leave this whip and chat here. I know I didn't get a crazy amount of this done, But of course, I've been taking the progress photos and posting them onto my Instagram. So if you want to see the photos of where things are at with this, there's that way to see it as it comes together. And then of course at the end, I'll do my pan over video, short video that I normally do on these canvases. I've basically got 2.5 rows left, and then this mystery canvas will be done. And then of course you'll start seeing a little bit more of a Halloween themed canvas with those ghost stories, all that good stuff. I will see everybody in another video with something new. Bye.